So, thank you for tuning into Neptune Knives. So today, we're finally going to cover the Paramilitary 2 and CTS 20CP steel by Spyderco. This is an awesome knife, and today we're going to compare it against Hinderer XM18 in terms of cutting performance. We're going to do some little cut tests, and then after that, we'll go into a full review about the knife. So first, of course, paper, just to show that they both Paramilitary 2. Okay. Now, cardboard. And this is a pretty thick piece. Hinderer. Okay, Paramilitary 2. Hinderer again. And Paramilitary 2 again. Okay. Look at that. Now I went down through the entire thing and slightly onto the other side. Hinderer is a good tactical knife. Hinderers are basically a very robust fighting knife. All the talk about how they're built very sturdy for other uses. Hunting, fishing and game, correct. But generally speaking, industrial uses, Hinderer's not meant for that. Hinderer is more of a tactical folder. Look at that. See the cuts? Okay. Paramilitary 2. Ready? Look at that. Wow. See that? It went all the way through to the other side. Just to know, the Paramilitary 2 is one of my favorite knives. This knife is insane. See if we can catch this. Look at that. Each cut, it just goes in. Look at that. Hinderer. And for here. Pretty good too. Welcome back. Okay, so first thing we'll cover is the steel 20CP by Carpenter Tool Steel. You know, a lot of people have been saying it's very similar to S90V, and correct. If you look on the internet between the two types of steel I have it on right now, for example, in S90V you have 2.3% carbon, while on the CTS you got 2.25. On chromium, 14% for S90V, and chromium's 12.8 on 20CP. Vanadium's 9 on S90, and vanadium's 9.25 on 20CP. And so basically, if you go to Carpenter Tool Steel's website and you type it in for search, you actually end up with something called Micro Melt 420 CW Tool Steel. And they say it's a tool steel is a corrosion-resistant, highly vanadium wear-resistant tool steel produced using their micro melt powder process. And they say that the wear resistance is very good, and it says that be considered for applications where 440C and D2 tool steels do not have adequate wear resistance, or for applications where A11, D2, or other tool steels do not have adequate corrosion resistance. Now, we've done the previous test of CTS cutting through S30, and Yeah, this steel is very interesting. It's the Rockwell hardness is listed somewhere between 56 to 60, and Spyderco is always famous for hardening their knives, so I would say it's closer towards that 60. But it is very easy to sharpen. So on the Paramilitary 2, what they did, and every time you get one, it comes with this little card. This is mine right here. They did a couple things, and I highlighted what they changed. For example, a lot of you know on the original one there was a bump right here, and they had listened to reviewers and removed that and smoothed it out so it was more comfortable in the hand. Second would be they lengthened the blade's tip, thinned it out also, and then they created a new bushing pivot system. And they list even here more consistent manufacturing tolerances. And that's actually something where I want to discuss. There's a lot of cool pros to this knife. At the same time, there's definitely some flaws and things to consider when buying. Now, first, we'll talk about the new bushing pivot system. And basically, it's this right there. It's very similar to a Chris Reeve knife, where basically, a person might think, oh, that's the size of the pivot. That the pivot actually, you see right here, is nestled into this stainless steel liner right here. So that's very nice. So that's the actual pivot size, and then of course the two screws go into each side on the handle. And what happens? This is good because then when you tighten your knife, just like the Chris Reeve knife, that space keeps it from over tightening. You can you don't have to apply Loctite because there's tension when you screw it down. And if the blade is leaning towards one side, you can screw it down more on the other or loose it on this side. And so that's a unique feature. So it works very good, and it's very consistent when you flick open the knife. It's very smooth. A lot of people say the action is very smooth, and that's also because this compression lock is on the back side over here, so it doesn't interfere and put pressure on the blade as you flick it open. And the compression lock is something that I'm a big fan of. And that leads to this next part, discussing it. If you see here, the stop pin right here is actually nestled also into the stainless steel liners, which is great. So in reality, you might think again that the stop pin is that little screw, but it actually is that entire thickness, and so that sits right into there, into the stainless steel.